Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting in a Fan, and here I am with Sekhmet the Kitten. Isn't she cute, 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 cute? But I'm going to put my coffee over here just in case, because sometimes Sekhmet is still a little too skittish. So, and yes, I'm wearing shorts because it was warm today, really warm. It's starting to cool off a little bit. I don't know if you can hear the rain, but anyway. So, welcome to the official September 2024 entry of Llewellyn's 2024 Tarot Calendar. I'm going to show you the front of the calendar, and I'm going to show you the back of the calendar, and then I'm going to show you September. There is no spread, so this is going to be a shorter video. But here is September, and Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audio-visual person for my YouTube videos, will definitely make sure to have photographs in the video of the front cover, the back cover, and this. So we have the Five of Cups from the Celestial Unicorn Tarot. You know, I always smile when I see unicorns in decks because one of my favorite people on planet Earth, who I mentioned earlier on Threads, which is related to Instagram, the Michelle Swan Graham, who is Swan of Dreamers on YouTube. She loves unicorns, and my connection to the unicorns has grown closer and deeper because of her. Although some of the conversations that Michelle and I have had, she's made it clear that I already had a pretty strong relationship with the unicorns already. It's just that I forgot. But the Celestial Unicorn Tarot, just very quickly list who wrote the book and who illustrated the deck. So the Celestial Unicorn Tarot was written by Lisa Robertson. I happen to be a fan of her writings. I have her Mermaid Tarot, and I have her Animal Totem Tarot, which means that I now have every tarot deck illustrated by Eugene Smith. And the artist is, actually, Lisa Robertson co-wrote the book with somebody named Callista, and the artist is Eugene Smith. I honestly did not know that. Oh my goodness. So, needless to say, since I am a fan of Eugene Smith's artwork, I'm definitely going to have this tarot deck. I need to find out if it's in print. But anyway, so this is what the Barbara Moore wrote about the Five of Cups card. This card represents loss and illustrates our response to loss. We feel the pain and experience it as grief. We express our feelings through mourning, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G. It can be unbearably sad, but only through mourning can we heal. Now, I happen to have a thing about, I'm sorry, I'm just a little distracted. I don't see the 1 before the 8. So I'm like, okay, but you know what that means. Okay, so here's my thing about loss. There is no loss in Goddess mind, and I still remember years ago Roger Pratt, who I have referred to as my personal psychic advisor, even though I haven't had a reading with him in a few years, had sent me an article, and it was actually a blog article, and the article was about people whose loved ones died. Parent, spouse, child, sibling, and they would write, I lost them. And then literally the very next paragraph would be, and yet sometimes I dream about them, and when I go to bed at night I feel their presence, and on and on and on. And Durga, are you doing something naughty? I hope not. Having 4 cats, I feel like a parent. I'm like, what you doing? No, get down from there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. How can you say you lost this person when they're still around? You're dreaming about them, you feel their presence, you smell their perfume, you meet people with the same name. I'm like, no, you didn't lose them. They are still around, they're just not in a body anymore. So that's my thing about this card. Yes, I completely concur that the traditional meaning of the Five of Cups is grief. Usually because somebody died, or something died, or something ended. You know, it doesn't even have to be something tangible. It could be something intangible, like you no longer have a car. You know, your car died, or your car got totaled, for those of you who have a car. It could be that you have an animal companion who died. It could be that the marriage you had died. So it doesn't even have to be something that you can touch, like, you know, a car, an animal, you know, that kind of thing. It can be something intangible. So I do agree with that the Five of Cups traditionally represents grief, usually because someone or something died, but I do dispute the loss part, simply because, again, there is no loss in the mind of the goddess. Now, the symbol is the fallen cup. Traditionally, and you can see on this card, there are 5 cups, 3 have had their contents spilled, although in this case, the cups are actually eggs, and you see these 2 chicks, these 2 little birds, in the two cups that remain upright. So, this card traditionally shows 3 fallen cups and their spilled contents. Here, the contents are eggs that broke before hatching. These represent that which was lost, or that which died, and the sadness it brings. So, and traditionally, one will see the figure, in this case an adult bird, focusing on the cups that have spilled over, focusing on the cups that have fallen, as opposed to the cups that are still standing. So this is also a card that's ideal for meditation. It's like, okay, this is what no longer is, the 3 cups that are fallen and whose contents have spilled, but this is what's still around. This is what's still alive. This is what is still making a difference. This is what's still here in the present. And then we have an article on negative cards, which I think is a brilliant article. Some people are afraid to get readings because they worry about getting negative cards. There are some cards in the deck that many people think of as negative based on the image or the name, such as Death, the Devil, the 3 of Swords, the Tower, and the 5 of Cups. I have a client who's been using my psychic services for more than 30 years, and every time she has a reading with me, the Tower card comes out. And by the way, it just so happens, Drake, could you pause that please? Because I forgot to turn that off. It's over there. I hope I do not get a copyright strike. Okay, just want to make sure. And you're going to edit out what I just said about the copyright strike. What? Do we need to start again? Okay. You're going to edit that out too. Anyway, so yes, it just so happens that this client's sun sign is Libra. The polar opposite of Libra is Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars, and the Tower card is astrologically aligned with the planet Mars. So now, whenever the Tower card comes out in her readings, I'll say, hey, it's your favorite card, the Tower. Seriously, I mean, I say it in jest, because the Tower card to me is always about a rude awakening. It's about, you know, here is God that's tickled you with a feather. You didn't listen. You didn't get the message. So now he's going to hit you with a brick. And you didn't pay attention to the brick, even though it clocked you up the side of the head. So now God is collecting a wheelbarrow full of cinder blocks and is going to dump it on your head and not even give you the courtesy or the luxury of saying, look out below. So this is, for me, the Tower card is about you're not paying attention. And the signs are right in your face. They're right here. They're not here, they're right here. Like, look. Do you not see what is in your eyes, in your face? Okay, and I did that on purpose so that I remember to clean my glasses before the next video. So, a tarot deck is useful because it includes the whole range of human experience, which includes the happy and the heartbreaking and everything in between. The highs, the lows, the successes, the failures, the strengths, the weaknesses, the victories, the defeats, and everything in between. And this one is just like out. She's out. Like, she's not even moving, she's not even twitching. She and Apollo, I can do this and like nothing. They don't move, they don't like whatever get startled. It fascinates me. I've never had that with a cat before. But yeah, like I can keep doing this and it's like nothing. And I love it. They're so cute. So yeah, the tarot is all about the human experience. Plus there's a school of thought that says that each tarot card corresponds to a chronological age. So you go from 0 to 78. And yeah, a lot of people can experience a whole lot of things going from birth to age 78. Big time. Sure, there are cards that are more challenging than others, but these cards, perhaps more than the overtly happy ones, have the most to offer us in terms of personal growth. If you get a card that feels negative to you, don't ignore it and don't be scared. So, for those of you who want to play along at home in YouTubeLand, this is your homework assignment. Or as I would call it, your sacred play assignment, or your SPA for short. So, if you get a card that feels, if you get a card that feels negative to you, don't ignore it and don't be scared. And if you get a little scared, do your best to move. Hello, Durga! Look at this. Durga and Sekhmet on the same table at the same time. Who'da thunk it? Well, Durga's finally like making peace with Sekhmet, so isn't that right? It makes me happy. Being a good little girl and not being so you know what. So yes. So I'm gonna lift this up, okay? Okay, okay, Durga? Thank you. Because you know. So yes. So if you feel scared, take a breath. If you want to say a prayer of protection, you can do that, and then you move forward. Challenging things happen to you all the time, and you handle them and you learn from them. Instead of running away from this card, sit with the card. What is it describing, and what advice does it show? Even the direst of cards have built-in solutions. Three of Swords. The card that traditionally represents heartbreak, represents heartache, heartbreak. So, and now this one's laying down. I'm serious. Like, can you get this, please? Drake? Like, seriously, this never happens. Durga and Sekhmet, who approved of their warrioress goddess names, are just like sitting pretty mere inches away from each other. This does not happen, I'm telling you. So yes, so you know, you have the Three of Swords. Some people do not like the Three of Swords, especially if they're married or if they're engaged or if they're in a new romantic relationship that's all nice and juicy and sweet and fun and, you know, still in the honeymoon phase. And it's like, oh no, they're gonna leave me. No, not necessarily. It just means that something needs to be addressed. Maybe there is an emotional wound from a previous romantic relationship, from a previous marriage. Maybe you're still harboring feelings for your ex. Maybe you're still harboring hatred towards your ex, and it's getting in the way of the beautiful, devoted, loving, functional, romantic relationship you have now. Have you ever thought about that? Bet you haven't. And then we have the blessing. We receive so much throughout our lives, and we lose a lot too, or things end a lot too. Sometimes the losses may seem small to others, but for us, they are important. Some losses are very personal, and we feel alone in our grief. Other times we share a communal loss and mourn together. Whether alone or in community, our hearts still hurt. And here is this beautiful blessing. May your heart break and water the earth with your grief. May the hole in your heart echo with the love you felt. May that love wash the wound and soften the edges. May you heal but never forget. May you heal and love anew. Oh, I wish I knew of that blessing when I was feeling like nobody would ever love me, because that kind of a blessing would have given my mind and my body and my soul so much comfort and so much healing. But at least you have it here now. I am always so incredibly beyond thankful for Llewellyn Publications for continuing to publish yet another tarot calendar. And yes, I already have the Llewellyn's 2025 tarot calendar. I will absolutely link it in this video for those of you who may not have watched it. I'm so happy with the 2025 calendar. I cannot wait to do videos with that calendar. And of course, thank you to the Barbara Moore for having spent so many years writing the insight spreads and tips. And of course, to those of you who have been buying the calendar for yourselves, for others who have been doing your own YouTube videos or your own videos on other social media platforms about these calendars. And just keep in mind that the more people who buy this calendar, the longer and the greater the chances that Llewellyn Publications or Llewellyn Books will continue to publish this tarot-themed calendar. It is the only tarot-themed annual they publish. There's nothing else. There is the Western astrology calendar planners, and they have the witchy calendars and planners, and they have herbal ones, and they have animal ones, and then magical animal ones. But this is it. As far as tarot-themed annuals, this is the only one they publish, and it is the only one of its kind. I have actually done research, because quite to be perfectly blunt, I waited for y'all to give me some information about other tarot calendars. You didn't do it. So I'm like, you know what? I've been asking in so many videos over several years for people who watch these videos to let me know about other tarot calendars out there. So I did some research, and I found other tarot calendars. Beautiful art, but that was it. Beautiful art. No spreads, no articles, no tips, no listings of other decks that one can purchase. There was one calendar, it was only published in Australia. Wasn't even going to be exported to anywhere outside of Australia. And I'm like, well, that's something that's not going to work for me, because I live in the United States. I don't live in Australia. So I will tell you that I'm very, very passionate, very zealous about this calendar. I've mentioned in previous videos that the publications of these calendars were after a full decade, 10 years, of Llewellyn not publishing even one tarot-themed annual. And I waited, and I will tell you, it was the most beautiful surprise I have ever received since the tarot became a part of my life. To see a tarot-themed annual being published by Llewellyn Publications once again. And I will tell you, these bring me so much comfort. I have every one. I refuse to dispose of them. I know that I could scan them in a document and keep it on my computer or keep it on a thumb drive or whatever. I don't do it because I do not want to throw them away. I just don't. So, please continue buying this calendar. Please keep giving this calendar as gifts. Please do not think that you cannot have this calendar because you don't know enough tarot, you don't have enough tarot decks, you've only been using the tarot for 2 years or 2 months, you don't do professional tarot readings. Whatever your reason is, I promise you, nothing could be further from the truth. If you think that that reason is what's preventing you from buying this calendar because you don't think you're worthy enough, or you don't think that it is that you've excelled to a certain level enough, I promise you nothing could be more untrue. And keep in mind that if you buy it directly from Llewellyn, you're also going to take advantage of certain sales. I can't tell you how many times I've purchased this calendar during a sale. Either it was $3 off, or there was a full moon sale from Llewellyn Publications, or I had a coupon, or I had something else, and I will tell you, I've lost count of how many sales Llewellyn Publications offers. I mean, literally a lot of sales. I mean, and I cannot take advantage of all of them. I mean, I wish I could, but sometimes there are other things that my monies need to go toward more than Llewellyn Publications product. But in any event, thank you to those of you who have bought this calendar, who continue buying this calendar, who spread the word on your socials, who do YouTube videos about them. And if you have done a YouTube video about any of these calendars, especially the 2025, link it in the comments because I would love to watch it. I would love to watch your videos about these calendars. Anyway, so thanks again to Llewellyn Publications for continuing to publish these calendars. Thank you to those of you in YouTubeLand who keep buying these calendars, who keep spreading the word online and off. And of course, to all of you in YouTubeLand, thank you for all the likes, all the comments, all the shares, and all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. And an extra big and bountiful thank you to those of you who have scheduled your sessions, including somebody who told me a month ago that they don't get readings by anybody, who's having a phone reading with me tomorrow at noon. I'm like, oh, that's a surprise. So, hey, I'm happy. So I wish you all a beautiful night, a wonderful week, and as always, stay in tune with your intuition, stay safe, stay well, stay hydrated, not just with coffee, and stay tuned for the next video.